So in the morning, I started with some tea, and then we headed to the station. Please mind the platform gaps. And then I tried to get onto the train. Yes, Gigeni. And then we sat down. First things first, when I get on the train, I try to avoid listening to music or using my phone overly. So I always carry a book to read. So I sit down to put away my ticket card that is also carrying my student card, and then try to take out the book that I'm currently reading. It's like business centered. It is kind of like speaking about how township entrepreneurs can get things done. If you're new here, I also have a business. I've had many successful and some failed businesses. So currently I am running a textile based business where we make clothes for women. So I try to continue to read from where I ended up reading, and then there are the views. This is the outside of the station, informal settlements. We crossed the bridge. We are now going to the next station, which is Mamelodi Gardens. So here we're crossing the road, going to main campus. Literally one in a million chances of showing this road without a car incoming or ongoing. So quite steep, so you might need to come in the morning without consuming stuff like acha, or you might collapse if you do. This is the other side of town. How beautiful. City of Tani. Hello. So here is next to Horong, the entry and exit for cars, and you can use the stairs or that ramp that I used to go up so that you can enter. And sometimes you're gonna need an access card to enter, but now because of maintenance they opened that boom door. Even these boom gates don't work, so you just go. To get here I used I don't know how many stairs. And then as you pass here, you can see that big building where graduations are held. I think they call it Winnie Madikizela Mandela Auditorium. I may be mistaken, but that is where the graduations take place here in Pretoria. And there's that graduation plaque. And then now we are walking. We are gonna walk, walk, walk. There is that cute sign that is written Unisa, and it has the emblem where people like taking pictures. And I always ask myself, why don't people come when it is clear like today to take their grad pictures? I don't know. So now we're walking, you're gonna see the views. There's a lot of maintenance that is happening on campus, so I'm trying to cut so that the workers are not overly exposed. Oh my goodness, the views from Unisa main campus, it's like you're seeing a foreign side of Pretoria. You can see that tunnel there. That is where the Gautrain train enters to go to Centurion administration block. And then we're entering the library. This door opens on its own. Aban, Willa. Yes, and then we enter. Access card here. If you don't have an active student card, just forget about entering this library. You enter, and then after it closes you in, the second door will automatically open after the first door closed. You push, you enter. You can see those humongous stairs for this huge library. So we are going to the 7th floor. I love going to the 7th floor. And then yeah, we are here, but today we're using a different wing. We usually use that other wing, but today I said change of scenery. We're sitting here. There is our beautiful view. There is me, obviously. I'm trying to get stationed. First things first, I always charge my electronics so that I am never stranded because I am far away from home. So I'm getting that done. And yeah, tell me, how are you finding it studying with a part-time institution? Like, if you're studying with universities such as Unisa or Mycosa or Stadio, I know that Stadio also does part-time studies. How are you finding it studying part-time and also managing your life? Maybe you're working or you're just seeing other challenges of life. How are you finding that? You can comment and let's engage on that. And then I think I'm plugging in my stuff here. Yeah, I'm plugging in my charging stuff. I take my time. So this side is the wing that I usually use. So I thought let me come and show you guys that they look a bit similar. Yeah, they look a bit similar. It's just that this space is quite huge. So if you're not familiar with it, or if it's the two of you and you separate, it might take quite some time to get back together. But it's just a bunch of books, and the books have directories where they can tell you which faculty, which department, which genre, all that necessary information. And all of these are sitting tables and chairs with charging ports where you can just sit down, type your work, study, and do anything and everything. Looking absolutely gorgeous as always. I'm wearing a black skirt, a silk skirt, and a tweed blazer, and a pink polo neck. Let me head back to my workstation. No time for jokes, only business this year. So I sit down, I have some water, and I don't drink a lot of fizzy drinks or cold drinks. Like, I drink them if I have to. I consume a lot of water, and ever since I started consuming a lot of water, I gain weight. I don't know why that is. So yeah, here I'm writing, like I said, no time for jokes, only business. So I am writing assessments that are due, things that I need to do, like diarizing, and then I'm eating as always. Done for the day. Most of my work I had to do it on my phone since I no longer have a laptop. Can you imagine in this economy what it would take to replace a laptop? I can't even imagine what exam season is going to be like for me this year. but I'm trying to keep a positive spirit. So I'm packing up my stuff and we will be headed to the station. And because we're going to be using the workers' trains, it's peak hours now. We're going to use the 4 p.m. train. We're going to be changing the train at Gurusport station. So somebody asked me in the comments, where do Unisa students get the trains? We get them at Mia Street Station. That is the station after Bosman or before Bosman if you're coming from Mamelodi. So we use that station. And then if it is during peak hours, we have to use connecting trains to get to Mamelodi from Gurusport station. But if it is off peak, I think it's 9 and 2 p.m., then you can just use a one-way train to get to and from your destinations. So right now I'm just packing up my stuff, making sure that I'm not forgetting anything and I'm not leaving anything behind, and then we will be out the door. Hello. So we have arrived at Maya Station. First train, the train that is going to Mamelodi Gardens, it enters through platform 2, and then it takes the passengers that are coming to Gurusport from Bosman, but they are going to Mamelodi Gardens station to their route, and then it leaves. Once this train leaves, because part of the railways is under construction, once it moves, the train that is supposed to take us goes to Gurusport station, which is the last station. Will enter the station, which is here, and then once it stops, we will get onto the train, and then the train will also follow that train, and it will follow it in the sense of stopping at different stations like this one where people get in, and then we arrive at Gurusport station. That is the train that we came with, where people are getting off, and then here is where the train that we're going to leave with will arrive. That train is coming from Mamelodi Gardens. It will drop off passengers, and then the passengers on the train that passed us by will get onto it, and then the passengers that got off on that train will get into the one that the other passengers came with, so that they can go back to Bosman, and then these ones go back to Mamelodi. And then After both trains leave, our train, the Pina Sport passengers, will come, and then we will get onto that train so that we're able to all go home. So that other train is leaving, it's going back to Bosman Station. I hope you can see it. And then after it has left, this one also leaves. It is headed for Mamelodi Gardens. I don't know why that sign is saying Pina Sport, but it's not going to Pina Sport. The train that is going to Pina Sport is this one for us. And then we get onto the train. The Pina Sport passengers get off, and then they get onto the train that we were using. I had to remove the sound because they were playing music at the station. But yeah, I just bought some fruits and went home. This is literally the end of the vlog. Thank you for